was I headed? I couldn't face the fact, now I said it. Don't let it get you down, son, ma. I couldn't let it, got a strategy. Based upon some words between my man and me. We about to blow up, so mommy, please don't get mad at me. We making moves. Putting stats in the books is just a little illegal. Mommy, I know just how it looks, but focus on the hook. I only did what I had to be bad. I know it's sad, I was mad too. I read my hand. Had to play what I was dealt. I found out what my man was packing, acting on the way we felt so irresponsible. Tell the truth, ma, you know it's possible. Nothing erratic, no static, everything was logical when you was young. I know you hung, ripped, and ran. On the low, I know you made plans with your little man, so understand me. I'm only trying to learn to be your man. The best way I can since dad's gone, I watch my man see my heart is stressed. I'm weaning from the breast. I passed my adolescence, now it's time to take the test. Yo, am I live? So that song was a conversation I actually didn't get to have with my mother until I was 28 years old. Whereas, as a child, you move through these motions and a parent is doing the best they can, and I'm speaking as a parent of 5 myself. You're doing the best you can, and a grandparent of 4. But you're doing the best you can to provide and to protect and to teach. But what you don't know is children don't realize that before the day you became dad, or the day you became mom, you were George, or you were Sarah, or you were Kenny, or you were Jennifer. I had no clue who dad was. And I had to realize on that day that my dad had no clue who dad was. Not his dad, but him. He'd never been a dad before, right? He's still trying to transition from what he knew he was gonna do this summer. Last summer, and I came early. So he had to figure that out, right? My dad was there till death did he part, so I give him that. But that was physical. On other terms, my dad was in the Navy. My dad was dealing with addiction. My dad was a musician. My dad had so many copes that he was dealing, but didn't have time to deal with me. But I got old enough to realize he was just trying to protect me from him because he didn't know how to deal with him, right? So there was that version. The other verse to that is, this is my, I guess, military childhood. I've been from New York, Maryland, Cali, and now we back, flowing from state to state, base to base, what's with that? Living in so many places that it's hard to keep track. Got numbers and addresses of new friends by the stack, it's a travesty. How was to be your friend, you be your majesty. Me, you, mommy, and Sheena living up in the palace, we live happily ever after. That was a fallen chapter from 88 and after. My life was a disaster. Moved back in with grandma like any family would when the bills got too high and things got hectic in the hood. I swear I would have said something if I knew how things would change. Didn't know what, cause that 10 things was strange. Debating. Is this homie really good for Nathan? And if he's good for Nathan, does that make me son of Satan? And if I'm son of Satan, then I'm destined to be scarred. Leaving trials and tribulations in my will as I depart. It's been a lonely struggle. From all this boy shit to manhood. Why he couldn't do it, I don't know. Fuck it, it's all good. Did it for us both so the family won't be cursed. And life won't go on with them thinking dad's the worst. So that was a conversation that I got to have with my dad. I promise I ain't mean to do this piece. I wasn't rapping this year. Then the conclusive version was the conversation I had with myself. I'm walking through so many changes. I'm stepping aimless to plans, aimless. I'm gameless, ain't a memory, your mind painless. Trying to remedy whatever's gotten into me, seeking serenity throughout these walls of mental infantry now. My indifference is pinned and mental inference is pinned, seemed. Watching my differences seemed in different inferences. All the reflections of sections of life I stepped in. Different situations in life I might have left in, so I kept them. Signed, sealed, and undelivered. When each came into jiggers, equating physical shivers, it was awful. More so than I'm feeling unlawful. Contemplating, radiating on those who got their trough full of soft pull. On the trigger could alter the weight of Gibraltar up off a nigga trying to hold on to the bit of sanity he has left. Scared to death, fearing my last breath. Trying not to emulate my dad's death. That was the conversation I had with myself when I realized, you know what, I'm not going that way. I'm not going that path. And I'm gonna use my craft to figure it out, and that's what I did. So, man, 15 locked up, 16, locked up. 17, second child, skipped one, because I was locked up when she got here. I was shot twice, stabbed once, then I enlisted, went to the Navy, got kicked out, went to prison, came back, started modeling. I had abs I ain't worked for. I don't know where that came from, but I accepted them. So I grew my hair out, you know what I mean? I had locks down here at one point. I did seven billboards, 17 editorials. I was on buses and billboards, it was crazy. I never meant to do that. Somebody said, could I take your picture? I said, okay. They said, we'll give you some money. I said, do you want to do it again? And that's what that happened, right? But then moving forward, the music was always my tether. And I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I just enjoyed rapping. But then when I really sat down and realized what I was doing, Sarah, you told me this last time, because they approached me from the Hearing Voices Network. Coming to find out, I wasn't writing my songs myself. I was just translating them. These were the stories going on in my head and the things that I would talk about and had nobody to talk to, so I would talk back. But I started realizing I could capture this, put it on paper. And I noticed they came out even easier when it was music in the background. Then I realized I could record it. And then people started to like it. How many people really, really dig hip hop? How many people have a bit of hip hop history, some IQ on it? Are y'all familiar with the Boot Camp Clique? Smith & Wesson, Buckshot, Sean Price, Helter Skelter. So that's the team that picked me up and I got to tour for 12 years with. So watching them, from the music in my book bag to meeting the men and hearing the story behind the songs that I loved, I realized they were in recovery as well. And they understood it more than I did. They're about 5 years my senior. So we talk about person-centered care, right?
Yeah.
If you ever listen to a rap song, most people say I, we, us. How person-centered is that? Y'all didn't even see that part coming, right? Then when you think about it continuing. We got an album. That album tells a story. For 12 songs, he's taking you on a journey of continued self-reflection, continued study, regurgitating his reality, regurgitating his solutions, and picturing what he envisions for himself, and manifesting it by telling it to every one of y'all that press play. So when you see the cars, you know he ain't got them cars. When you see 9 women sitting with him, there's people here. I don't care what your partner life is. You're not sitting with 9. It's not going down. That's not reality. But in his mind, looking for something that's so far-fetched beyond what he was given, so far-fetched beyond what the limitations of his real life is, that's why you see the sensationalism in the music. Why you see it in the videos. Why you see, what special ed say? I got a frog, a dog with a solid gold bone. Bruh. Where they do that at? And if I had a solid gold bone, sorry, Rover, you're not getting it. We're going to the scales. I'm just saying, I'm on 46th Street. I got bones, bro. I got bones. You know what I mean? But he said, I got a treaty with Tahiti. He was 18 years old. How far out of your box have you gone, bro? But when you are in a place where you feel like there's no out, and there's a place where you can't visualize an actual exit, you start to picture things on the other side of this wall that has you trapped. That doesn't seem to be like any other wall you have, because this wall seems to move with you. Isn't that the wildest thing? You're trying to look for the door and